YouTube, Chigs. Get ready. You know what to do, Chigs.
Look at Chigs Smooth.
Hey, Chigs Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh boy, here we go, you guys. Now, after yesterday's controversy with Rory, a lot of people wondered how Joe Budden was going to approach it. As somebody that stood next to Rory for years, as somebody that used to be Rory's friend, and as somebody that still talks to Rory till this day, do we see Joe put his reputation on the line to defend Rory? Now, if you guys missed the video from yesterday, please make sure you guys go check it out. But Rory has been catching a lot of backlash the last couple of days for some wild old tweets that people resurfaced. Yesterday on his podcast, Rory actually apologized, but some people felt like it just was not enough. Now, this all came after Rory Mal and Damaris were talking about Kendrick Lamar's Grammy nominations. Damaris caught some backlash for basically saying, yo, if Kendrick sweeps and Clips do not win, I'm going to be upset. The one thing they did wrong is go on Twitter and argue with fans about it. If you're going to be a media personality with opinions, you gotta know not to engage with everybody. Damaris was on Twitter showing people her playlist, trying to prove to everybody that she's actually been a fan of Clips. Now, the funny part of this whole thing is that Rory said, yo, I know Kendrick is a Grammy darling, which is actually the same thing Joe Budden said about Kendrick a couple weeks ago.
Kendrick is and has been, chance, I'm not going to say.
I ain't hear you say Kendrick's a Grammy darling.
Now, back then, Joe did catch a lot of heat for it. Even TDE guys came at Joe. But the one thing Joe did not do is get on Twitter and go back and forth with fans. He barely even addressed the TDE guys like MacWap that dissed him and his son. Now today on the Joe Budden podcast, Joe actually kept it real with Rory. He told him, yo, you going on that Twitter space and the way you acted was not a good look. Here's what Joe said.
The lyric that they thought he was saying. So,
Mark, you doing like a word salad right now.
So there was a whole, she asked me what the tweet said. So there was a bunch of tweets. Some of them were offensive to celebrities. Some were seen as anti-black women, etc. That's what happened.
I think the tweets were disparaging black women. Like, I feel like some of them said like black women are roaches or something. Rory was, I don't know what Rory was on, but Rory was stripping, all right? And if you, I guess you probably don't remember that you got stuff like that in your past, but the internet never forgets. So you want to beef with the internet, Rory, and go back and forth with people, you can't be mad that they dig up your past, cuz look what they found.
And then the other piece of it was he defended himself. He went on Spaces to explain his position and had a long, very long 4.5 hour.
And put on an absolute masterclass in how you should not defend yourself.
Yeah. 4.5 hours is way too long.
An absolute, boy, that was.
You said in how you should not.
Should not. Yeah.
It is a way to do that. It really is. It's a science to it. And apologizing. People don't know how to do it, though.
So I think that what he did right. So then, the fourth step was finally he went on his show and offered an apology, particularly for the dismissiveness with which he had dealt with the opening part of that conversation. In the spaces.
In the spaces.
And that's the part that people are going to hit you for. Because when they initially brought it to surface, Rory acted like it wasn't a big deal. Like, he was acting like, oh, I ain't got to apologize for this. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to brush it off, but you underestimate the power of black women on the internet, gang. Especially if you made comments about the Beehive and shit, like, bruh. But you got to understand your demographic. You are in your space specifically is hip hop culture, and homie, that's a black art form. So the stuff that you were saying, yeah, that's enough to get you excommunicated. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna just stop rocking with you, but ultimately the way you handled it, it feels like you're only apologizing now because you're receiving so much backlash from not being willing to apologize the first time.
Dismissive, smug, condescending,
snarky,
arrogant, snarky.
What?
His position was,
his position was anybody that knows me knows that I don't hate black people. I'm not a racist. Yada yada yada. People were trying to tell him we all don't know you.
Right.
And this is how these tweets come off. A lot of the tweets were a lot worse than the looking in my rim rap lyric part that Mark
I want to
mentioned.
know the worst.
I wouldn't read them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable.
I wouldn't even read them, but
Okay.
they were pretty bad. So I think people were just trying to hold him accountable and get him to at least acknowledge that in them resurfacing, there are people that weren't around back then that are hurt, that feel a way, that listen to you, that follow you, that look up to you, yada yada yada. All of the
But
bells
even
and
the
whistles.
people that do know you, they still be hurt about it. Even if they like people get hurt by stuff like that, especially when they support you.
I think some people gave him grace because they know him. Like, I know he's not racist, so I'm going to look at the tweet differently than somebody
Like
who
I
doesn't.
can't know a white boy enough that he can't say nigger. I don't care.
And he did.
Y'all remember when Joe Rogan, somebody had put like a big compilation of all the times Joe Rogan has said the N-word, right? Now, I don't believe that Joe Rogan is a racist. I believe that Joe Rogan is a person that hangs around a lot of black people, and they probably gave him what's referred to as the N-word pass, right? I don't believe he said it in a derogatory way or any of that. But regardless on if he did or not, when that video first surfaced, Joe's immediate response was, look, ain't no way to cut it. Regardless of how I feel about it or how you feel about it, that looks bad and it's completely out of line and I apologize. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, Rory's reaction was, well, shh, I ain't got to apologize. Y'all don't shoot. If you know me, then you know what's up. I ain't even got to say nothing. So I ain't got to explain nothing to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, homie, if you going to participate in the culture you in, yeah, you got some explaining to do, homie.
Oh, well,
And
I'm
he
just
did-
saying. I use it as an example.
yeah. I just want to be clear
can't
for
know
the
a white
audience.
person enough that they could do racist shit or whatever.
Yeah, I thought some of the more tweets I saw, the more I was like, yeah, that's even if I'm being generous, that's too much, right? And I think that he will likely address that. It got big. The story got bigger than I thought it would be when I saw it on TMZ.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it on TMZ, I was like, ooh. And
CMZ, baller a lot. It grew legs.
Yeah.
It grew legs rather quickly.
yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and mentioning Beyonce doesn't ever stop things from growing legs.
Yeah.
So that's its own.
He mentioned Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Beyonce tweet.
And the Beehive is thorough. The Beehive is like a CIA investigative team mixed with SEAL Team 6. They gonna find you. And they gonna get you, Rory. And they got your stupid. Why would you disparage the Beehive gang? Like, of all the communities you could beef with, them, really?
Yeah, Rory's getting shit off.
Yeah.
Rory's getting shit off.
Yeah, 2011 was a different time.
Y'all agree that Twitter was like a whole nother place back then?
It was.
It was.
It was.
It was. I
It
wasn't
was.
doing it. Oh, go
That
ahead.
just doesn't excuse anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It was. I was there for it. I participated. It just doesn't excuse anything. If the tweets ever come up, which, number one, I'm confused how people that have some stuff going on are not doing a forensic
Bro,
cleanse
I
on
got
their across their
8,000
social
followers
media.
and deleted everything.
Well, you know, some people use there's devices and tools you can use to find stuff even after you
Yeah.
delete it.
Yeah, but that's different. I feel like you making an effort to delete it that changes the narrative.
But I'm just wondering if I don't even know if this stuff was still.
Any step you can implement to make those tweets harder to come across
sure.
for the casual, you should take those. You should take those steps.
I'm just wondering. I was wondering if he deleted his and they found him anyway. That's all I'm wondering. I don't know.
No.
Oh no, they just sitting there.
I don't think so.
Okay, got you.
I haven't asked him that, but
Got you. Yeah.
in 2011, them tweets were so bad they start kicking my back in. Hey, them tweets were so bad. This motherfucker Joe Budden brought him into the coach. I was like, I didn't know this nigga in 2011. Who he was in 2011.
Right? He like, hey, nigga, I don't condone none of that, right? I knew him when he was cool. I didn't know him when he was a Klansman. All right? Don't put that off on me. Nah, I feel you, Joe. I feel you, gang.
But do I think Rory's racist? No.
Of course not. Yeah,
Do I think that there must always, there's just law to how white people have to listen to black people in black spaces, I feel.
Period.
Like,
agree.
And that's it. That's it, brother. That's it right there. The way that you went about the initial response when people brought this to light is like, nigga, I stand above y'all in y'all own culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, homie, your privilege isn't applicable here. Nah, bruh. We rocks with everybody. Like, it's nothing to see a group of black folks having fun and you come and join in the fun. That's what we do. You can come on in. But the moment you get disrespectful or get entitled, like, oh, you just deserve to be here off GP. Nah, homie, that's when we gotta check you. And you be in check. And I don't feel sorry for you, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? You reap what you sow.
If you hurt someone with your words, and when the words are of a certain, context, yeah, I don't think it's your right to be smug in that instance. And I think he acknowledged that. He did.
I think when it first happened, because there was a couple moving parts. One was some of the things they said he did was like a fake tweet that somebody had made, and so he was responding to that. The other thing was, I think he thought he was in a room full of weirdo Kendrick stans who were just attacking him and being unreasonable. And then, to your point, the people who came in, the room was filled with crazy people, sane people who didn't know what was going on. So it was like the Kendrick person was a person like you who's like, yo, what the fuck just happened? I don't know. Then those people who were just hurt and want to answer. And I think, some of y'all don't know how Spaces works. It might be, there wasn't equal representation on the stage at first. So I think part of it was he was responding to a certain kind of person. And I think that contributed to the dismissiveness. It still was dismissive, but I think that contributed to it. And then as it got bigger, sometimes you get in a situation, you dig your heels in, and you just double down on the shit you're already doing. And I think that's what happened, and it just got worse. But you absolutely should not defend yourself in that way. Especially when you got a platform. I want him to just step out the room and think about it, and then. That's
the thing, the platform part, and this is the thing with when you. That happened to me years ago, and they was like ripping me apart at first. So sometimes you responded to the insult you got. Like, you walking in that room, but you still remember somebody calling you a small head bitch.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
So you coming at people because they was talking about your sneaks and your head size and all that. But in actuality, in my opinion, Rory is somebody that's usually in black spaces since he started, right? It's like he's in black stuff, correct? So if you're white and you benefit off of shit like that, you have to be super vigilant about what you say and do. That's my personal opinion, especially if you're making money off the niggas. I shouldn't be able to find you saying no crazy shit that I would be offended about, period. Me, I got 8,000 followers and went backwards and deleted stuff. Like, it's a thought process. You get to a point where you take that extra effort. Also, I think the average person doesn't know how to apologize, and I get that. But when you have a platform, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to figure it out. I literally Google how to apologize because there's really ways not to do it. Like, a lot of people fuck up when they apologize because they'll say something that sounds like an excuse or close to it. You just focus on yourself. You just be accountable for what you did, and you apologize. You don't bring up nothing else in the story. And most people don't know how to do that.
Spaces was also just not the place to do it.
Yeah, agreed.
Especially when I think someone said there was a 4 hours worth of.
Now, you guys remember yesterday when I told you guys every single hour that goes by, people are finding new Rory tweets from the past? Well, Rory went ahead and deleted his Twitter. That's right. At a certain point, you gotta stop the bleeding. And
that's an admission of guilt, Rory.
If I'm Rory, whenever I'm ready to make a comeback on Twitter, you just gotta issue a quick formal apology. You gotta know people are still waiting to kick your back in on social media. Even though Mal probably is going to speak out against it, apologize to the people sincerely and just move on. Especially when you have the top 2 fan bases out there on your head top. Listen, man, you guys get in the comments below. Do you guys think Joe Budden was showing Rory some grace?
I think Joe Budden showed Rory some grace, but I'm wondering how this is going to affect Mal. Shout out to Chigs Smooth, man. Chigs Smooth is that dude, man. Shout out to Chigs. Make sure y'all go over, like, and subscribe over at Chigs Smooth. And yeah, I'm wondering how this is going to affect Mal because, I know Mal's going to ride for his boy, but it's like, are you going to ride for your boy against your people? Or because if this gets like, especially going after the Beehive, homie, I don't know what you was thinking, but this could be the end of y'all's podcast. You dig? That they will be diligent in flooding your comment section with bots, trying to get your channel struck, trying to get your stuff pulled down. Like, once you start with them, it's like a Order 6-6. It's pure just destruction. Attack of the drones, man. But Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it down in the comment section. Did y'all see Rory's tweets? I seen some of them, and I was like, man, I would have never thought Rory. I mean, I get it. Different times, and I don't know what his mental state was, but I feel like, you know, it ain't no real just state where I'ma just be like, you ain't gonna go back on my Instagram, my Facebook, my MySpace and just find racist rants about other races of people. Now, I be talking, if you do find some racist stuff, you dig, I'm not like, you know, I done made me a racist joke or two, you dig, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the South, we do that sometimes. But all in all, no, you ain't just gonna find me, oh, Mexican women are cockroaches or Asian women are cockroaches. Like, why would you put that, Rory? What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? Even if you, because I had an experience, right? I put that on my Facebook a while. I was like, why is it that some black women in positions of power act like authoritative a-holes, right? Because I've noticed this certain trend with certain black women, and I was at the DMV and got into it with a woman who was really supposed to be there to help me. Like, lady, what you doing? But I say that to say, if you felt some type of way because of an experience that you had, there was a way to say that without the racist implications. But once you make it about that, especially as a white man in black spaces, time's up, Rory. You gotta go. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it down in the comment section. That's all I got for y'all in this one. Be sure to check me out on the next one. Don't forget to like the video on the way out. Comment down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Road to 10K. We on the way. We just touched 5. Staying alive. Shout out to the gang. And until next time, gang, you know the name. It's Transition representing Gap Tooth Games. Oh yeah, and don't forget, life isn't about making it from point A to point B. Life is about living in between the gaps. Peace out. I gotta hit the gym.
Steady cash getting why they heavy hash twisting. Lane sippers and mean strippers who just all about the green and it means just fast living. And I'm not one to judge cause I've been off that mud double cup with no fucks when I pass limits. And who gon' like the smoke and get gone off a cone but it would not get blown unless gas in it. Hold up, we bout to roll up. I got some smoke, keep you up like it's Folgers. Rookies try to hit the cookie, fuck around and throw up. So we drop the hottest pen verse and it blow up. But we got some recognition from a nigga, so what? We be walking down the street, get beeps like they know us. Now bitches in the sheets, but the freak on the meat skis keep ready feet. Hell yeah, make them toe touch. You know what? I go nuts, we get them steady focused. Probably from the biomass, fly with no lotus. I can't even think how many trees we done smoked up. Whatever the number, gonna fuss, you'll need a tow truck. Getting shit across the seas with ease, put a boat up. That's no lie, baby girl, no joking. Shorty said she can't swim, I'm behind the back stroking. Do it for the love of buzz, stuff a blunt, make it swell and your fucking chest open.